Hey everyone, it's Trader Rob. Today is Wednesday, June 18th. Happy FOMC day. Kind of a crazy kind of week. We had obviously the rollover on the futures contracts, and that presents somewhat of an issue that I'll kind of get into a little bit later into the video. But I think you might want to get some information on that. And then we obviously, with everything that's been going on, with Iran and Israel. There's just been a lot of headlines. We had the rollover, we had FOMC, so it's kind of a big mix, but nothing like, as far as the market, it's been just pretty sideways for the most part, even with a lot of the news that has been coming out. So it's been pretty resilient. I took a few good trades here already this week. I'll go over those, the signals, the weekly bands, and the new tradable levels right after the intro. As always, nothing that I state on my channel is financial advice. Trading futures or any type of trading is risky business. Any capital that is put out there is at risk for loss. All right, so let's start off with the ES. Left you guys off on the video Sunday, so it was, I think, kind of early, maybe around 2 o'clock. The video came out Sunday afternoon, and market opened, and I gave you guys a tradable level here at the 60.47. Tapped right into it. Very little drawdown. I think it was about an 11-point move to the downside. So really nice movement right there off the tradable level. And then we got a strong push back up, came right back down to this same 60.47 level, and rejected off of that one once again. So if you can kind of see the line, this tradable line at 60.47 just seemed to be the place where the market was really rotating right around. So definitely some opportunities presented themselves there. And if we take a look at a top-down approach, we still got this band above us. Like I said, it's just been kind of sideways. This is about 5 days of price action. So the markets have been pretty resilient here with everything that's been going on. So we could definitely look to want to tap into this band here at the 61.54 up to the 61.94. We've got a band below us at the 59.66, where actually the current point of control on a bigger time frame pretty much sits right at that 59.62 number, or I think it might be, 62.63. And then this band extends down to 59.28. Remember, we do have another tradable level down here at the 59.36. Below that, we have another tradable level at 58.64. And then a band of very little volume that really needs to get rebalanced. Just not sure when the market's going to want to revisit it, but mark my words, it will. And when it gets down here, 58.26 is definitely a tradable level that you definitely want to have mapped out on your charts. As far as a new tradable level, sorry, give me 1 second. Let's get this guy visible. All right, so we've got a new level that we are going to map out at 60.90. So right above where price action currently sits. Again, put this on your chart, take a look at it. These are tradable levels. This is an actionable level that you should see some reaction to on the ES. And then below that, 59.36, 58.64, and 58.26 are all of the tradable levels that we currently have. On the NQ, we finally did tap into this upper band here at the 22.232 down to the 22.162. Very good resistance here. And so the video came out somewhere, we were down here on price action, and I think I had mentioned that This was a new adjusted weekly band that I gave you guys on Sunday. This band proved out to be the exact reaction point to the market. Could not get past this band, came right back down and tested this lower band at the 21,970 down to the 21,899. Below us, below where price action currently sits, we've got a tradable level at 21,717. We've got a tradable level at 21,398. Another tradable level at 21,330. We've got a band that sits at 21,554 down to the 21,469. And a new tradable level, should be sitting right below this band right here. And that's going to be at 22,153. There you go. So this is one you're going to definitely want to map out on your chart. Again, more than likely, as you guys have been seeing with every single video that I come out with, the bands are areas that you get strong reaction, and the tradable levels are areas where you can definitely scalp around the ES and the NQ markets once price action goes and taps into one. So keep an eye out on those. What I was talking about as far as the contract rollover, it was... for one, I kind of had to reset I actually reset all my signals and recalibrated the signals based on the new contract month. If you take a look and you start comparing the two charts, they obviously don't run exactly the same, and you need to kind of recalculate where the volume is sitting on the new contract. So it does take a little bit of time. Obviously, price action helps. The more the price action starts to kind of go through areas, it starts to leave these clues everywhere in the market. You will start to find it, and then where price action goes and blows through, you don't get a big clue. Where price action goes, you don't get a big clue. But where price action really likes to sit, to find liquidity, to find the market, it's the best clues that you'll find in trading. I don't know what else to say. Hopefully the results that I'm showing you guys each and every day show that this works. And to put your attention, if you can, if you're watching the video, I'm sure you have some kind of interest in the volume profile and the levels that I come up with. Otherwise, I don't think you guys would be watching it. But there's one thing to map out these things, to map out these levels or the bands. But if you don't really know why we're putting these levels where we're putting them, then it's kind of useless. So the video is in the description below, and I've actually now combined. I put both videos because I was getting a lot of people that were saying, "Hey Rob, I see the video on creating the levels on the 5 and the 15-minute time frame. Where's the other video that you keep talking about with supercharging your volume?" So now I've grouped those two together. So they are in the video description below. I highly, highly, highly recommend watching both of those videos. Join the Discord just to see the levels that I post each and every day. And right here, every day it's posted. Solid blue line is my 15-minute level. The dotted line is my 5-minute level. And kind of give you guys even a chart of where the volume profile sits. And, obviously this is the volume profile is moving as price action develops. But the nice thing with the Discord, me providing the levels each and every morning, is you can kind of compare them to your levels and see if our areas are kind of matching up, and then combine it with the volume profile, and you really got yourself a trading strategy. I promise you, you will, once you learn the volume profile, you will unlock a lot of things in trading. I promise you that. I don't know how much more to stress on that. As far as the trades that I took, let's take a look. Actually took a really nice trade Sunday night. I say nice, but I even said volume was really very little volume on Sunday. Obviously, we had still the news with the war, and there was still definitely some volatility left in the market. And let me just make sure that I'm talking about so Sunday night, and had a signal from Friday to take a short on the NQ at the 21,717. It's actually one of my levels that I've got down there as well. And with a TP1 and a TP2 sat at like 21,706 and got the entry. I had a short on this one, and this thing came very close to stop loss, which is why, as far as like how I grade myself on my trades, I base almost everything on my drawdown. I am looking for extremely little drawdown. And typically when I see this, I typically see that I have a losing trade, because what they're going for is the stop loss, which again is based off of volume. I get my stop loss levels from the volume profile, and I know that if it has churned through a bunch of this, then more than likely my stop loss will get hit. In this case, it didn't, reverse back down, and I was able to take out TP1 and TP2. Called out a setup, did not make it an official signal because this was the first day of the rollover, of the contract rollover. So I called out for a long on the ES at 60.62. With a TP1 and 2, TP2 set at 60.69. And, I even said I'm still trying to get a feel for the new contract. I want to see how the market's reacting to the new contract's volume and where it starts kind of leaving clues. So I said, hey, this is a setup that looks interesting to me on the ES long. And this one actually ended up hitting TP1 and TP2 with very little drawdown on that one. Found a setup on the NQ. I believe this one actually ended up being a loser. This came in after the ES trade, and it was a long on the 22.040.25. Again, not an official signal. I even said here, not official signal. It's just an area that I'd like to see some confirmation on. And mainly it was more to try to get some clues on volume for the new contract. And as oddly as it usually is, because it usually goes in the opposite, I did take the ES trade for a winner. And I did not take the NQ for the loser. So usually that's flipped around on me. That's typically sometimes my luck in trading. But on Sunday night, that was, or this one was actually, I think, posted this one on Monday. So yeah, these two were on Monday. So I got kind of lucky on that one. That one worked out, TP1 and TP2. Yep. All right. And today, called out a signal for the ES along at 60.43, TP1 and TP2. This was a very nice trade. Very little drawdown. The only issue with this trade is that this came in about an hour before FOMC, and I'm not a big fan of trading on FOMC days just in general. So I put out a note to the members of my signal service that, it's just my thing that I'm not going to be taking this trade. So I'm going to pause my signals for the hour leading into FOMC and, the market time right after it. I know there's some people in my signal service that still took this trade. It was a beautiful one. I mean, the clues that I saw in volume played out perfectly, and it was actually a much bigger movement to the upside there. So that's it. pretty good week so far of trading. Looking forward to see what Thursday and Friday have to do. I'd love to finish off this week strong. We're, I think, we're a little past halfway through June, so the month is flying by, and then we're going to be in July pretty soon, and pretty soon we're going to be talking about October. So, which is fine. Learn how I come up with the volume with my levels. Learn how to start using the volume profile. Again, those 2 videos are in the description below. Join my Discord. It's free. You can see the levels each and every morning. All my strategies are on there, and I answer questions every single day. And if you're looking to join the Signal service, you can do that on YouTube or through my Discord. And those signals are on the ES and the NQ. That gives you entry, stop loss, take profit 1, and take profit 2. And I also have now my super signals that are much bigger trades. It's a set it and forget it type of trading. I've already pre-aligned my entry based on volume. Much bigger targets, so they're not scalps like how my regular signals are. But that's all included with the, what is it? I think $39 a month, which I don't know. I think the value you get there, one trade, it's whatever. Hope you guys have a great rest of the trading week. Happy trading, everyone. Take care.